Welcome back to the channel, guys. The past couple of weeks here in my neck of the woods has been, the weather's been pretty bad. Haven't had a chance to get out and do much. Winds are gusting up over 100 kilometers an hour with blowing snow. It's been an absolute blizzard. It's been a perfect time to get out and practice some of those severe winter fires, but it's been too bad. Haven't had a chance to get out. So today has been the first weekend we've had in quite a while that hasn't been absolutely miserable. And while we didn't get out into the woods, we just spent some day here in the backyard. And I spent a couple hours out in one of the laboratories doing some testing. Today I want to talk about my progression in headlamps and the headlamps that I've had over the past couple of years. And the most recent one that I'm using right now, the one I got for Christmas. I did a quick unboxing of it back in January after I just got it, and I've had a chance to play with it for a bit now, and I want to show you guys some of that. But before we get into that, let's kind of talk about a couple of the other headlamps that I've been using in the past number of years, and I'll show you some of the pros and cons of each one of those before we get in to the latest. So this one here, we've got a dozen of this kind of style of headlamp. There's nothing really fancy about it. This one happens to be a black diamond, which means it's probably spent more than what we should have for it. In this case, it's just on a strap. Again, like I said, we've all seen these. We all have a dozen of them. This one takes, I think this one takes 3 AAA batteries. So they're relatively easy to get. But on its own, it's not rechargeable. It's not like, some of the other ones I'll show you in a minute have a USB-C so that the actual is rechargeable in the field. This one is not. So like I said, it's relatively easy to get batteries for it. It's quick, it's simple. This one has a number of different modes. It's got a couple different modes, high, medium, low. This is one that I picked up last Christmas, so Christmas of 23, we'll say. And I used this one, and I really kind of like this one. It's got a number of different features. So say it's got a light on the band here, and you can just kind of flip through the modes here. So, and it has a light here. And again, it's got a couple high beam, low beams. Again, no. But this one has a couple different features where it has a motion sensor onto it. So if I flick this here button here, you can see she lights up, and then when I run my hand over it, it has a motion sensor which shuts it on and off, which is really kind of convenient if you really want a hands-free, or if you're wearing gloves, then you might have trouble trying to hit this button all the time. So just kind of waving your hand in front of this makes it really convenient to turn it off and on. The downside with this is if you have a hat on, or if you're walking in and out of your tent sometimes, simply as you brush past it, it might come on or go off. So it's it can be a bit of annoying, but if you're simply out at night and you just want a quick and easy headlamp, it's a really good way to go. The upgrade to this one is that this one is USB-C rechargeable. And all of my battery electronics right now, I'm trying to get to be USB-C. So here is the USB-C port. So we have a charger that charges my phone, the camera, and some headlights, a couple other electronics are all running off USB-C. So that's kind of really the standard where I want to go for. So I'm not having to carry extra AA's or extra AA's. Just I can plug this in during the day and it charges up, and then I can use it all night, and then I can charge my phone at night when I don't need it. So we've always got something on the charge, but this can easily get me through a weekend just on one charge at the rate that we're using it, unless you've got it up on maximum all the time. But for what I'm using it for, with just on low setting, just off and on as I need it, this can easily get me through a weekend just on a single charge. This one is the most recent one that I've got. This was a Christmas gift I got for Christmas of 24. I had seen some of these on YouTube and Facebook being advertised, and I really kind of like the layout of it. I like the form factor of it, and I thought that I'd give it a try. I just saw Daryl Wells over on his channel did a review of the next model up. I think it was a slightly different form factor, a little bit bigger, but he did a review on that. So if you can go check out Daryl Wells' different stuff on YouTube, you can see his review. This is not sponsored by Wuben by any way. Like I said, this was a Christmas gift, so they're not sponsoring me at all. So I want to give you an honest review of what I think, and now that I've had it for a couple of months, I'm giving it a try. This is the flashlight as it comes. You can buy this just as it is. But there are a couple other accessories that are available. I'll show you in just a minute. So in this case, this one takes a battery. It's not a AA, so they're not as easy to get. So this is a 1100 milliamp, 3.6 volts, and this is a Wuben battery. This is the one that came with it. Now, as an accessory, I also asked for this for Christmas. So this goes onto here, and then this goes onto here, and instead of taking that battery, you can get a longer battery, which gives you more runtime. But this battery by itself right now is getting, again, I can get through the entire weekend with this one on a single charge. But this battery is rechargeable. So this does also take a USB-C. So again, it's the same port as that I'm using to charge my microphones, that I can use to charge my cameras, that I can use to charge my headlamps. Same port, so it's just one cable. It has one button here on the top, and it also has a little LED light that'll tell you your battery status. When it's charging, it'll go from red to blue to tell you your status of the battery. One press turns it on, that I can press and hold, and it will scroll through a number of different modes. If I'm in the off and I double tap, it automatically goes into the highest mode. If I'm off and I triple tap, it goes into a strobe mode. Single tap will put me into the last mode that I was on. Normally I keep it there. So if I turn it off, it puts me back in that exact same mode again. So it has a memory, which I really like. It comes with this little clip, which means that I can hook it onto my rucksack. So if I want to put it on my pack strap while I'm working, or I can put it on my hat, it gives me a beam straight down. There is no real angular adjustment to the light by itself, so I can't really put it on my hat and then rotate the light. I would have to tip my hat. Same thing if I put it on my rucksack with the clip here, it's really only pointing straight forward. So that's a bit of a downside, but not the end of the world. It also has a magnet back here. You can see I'm picking up all kinds of magnetic dirt, but it does have a magnet here, so I can stick it on to, usually I'll put it onto my stove pipe if the stove is not hot, or I can stick it onto, sometimes I use this for work, I can stick it onto a metal stud, or I can stick it onto my toolbox. It's all kinds of things that a magnet is really useful for, and then I can rotate it to give me and move the beam whatever direction I want. As another accessory, you can get this. So this is a headlamp that comes with it. So this just slides into here and then locks into place. You still have access to your button up here, but now it works as a standard headlamp. And now, once it's on your head, you can rotate this in a wide range so that you can point it down or forward, or even if you wanted to point it up, but you have that flexibility. And then if you want, you can still relatively easy pop this out, keep this on your head, pop this out for a second, do whatever you want, and then you can slide it back in again for hands free. Pop it out, slide it back in again relatively easily. Now you can also get an accessory that will connect to the USB-C port, attaches onto the headband, and that gives you the same hands-free on and off that this one had. So it has a motion sensor built in that you can connect. I'll show you a picture here. I didn't get that feature, but it is available if you want to have that same motion sensor. So I really do like the idea of this Wuben, that it does have additional accessories that you can purchase if you choose to.
Let's get started. Oh, that's real good. Let's get started. Oh, that's real good.
So if you haven't seen that trick with the steel wool before, this is just plain steel wool, but it is quadruple knot, super fine steel wool. You can pick this up at just about any hardware store or grocery store, but it has to be as fine as you can get it. So quadruple knot or maybe triple knot, but I usually go for the quadruple knot. And this stuff is extremely fine. It's just really super fine wool, but it'll take a spark from a ferro rod. It'll take a spark from a lighter, and then once it starts to burn, it is very hot. It's one of the best embers you can get. There's lots of uses to carry this stuff in the field. Obviously, it's great for cleaning steel, taking care of your rifles, knives, gun barrels, that kind of stuff. It's great for cleaning those kinds of things. And again, it's super cheap, multi-purpose, so it's great to carry. All I was doing is just tear off a little fine end, and then you just kind of tease it out and twist it till you get a nice wire. The finer the wire, the more that it will overheat and short out. What I've done with this stuff in the past, take it, catch it on fire, and then spin it on a string and do some slow motion photography with it, and you get these amazing shower of sparks. That's what you see at the opening title sequence, is this stuff being spun on a string. Thanks guys for sticking to the end of the video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll have more videos of this like this coming up. Thanks guys.